But it was really great that I had gone through the experience of making this documentary.
C'était super d'avoir fait cette expérience de produire ce documentaire.
Because I was really familiar with the process was going to be with the digital camera.
Parce que je connaissais vraiment très bien le processus et comment ça allait se passer avec une caméra numérique.
And that's really where I actually came to learn with what's going on in the industry, is that each digital film camera replaces, in a way, it's talked about as replacing the film stock.
Et c'est pour ça que chaque caméra, chaque nouvelle caméra numérique, on s'y réfère comme quelque chose qui remplace le stock du film.
So the Arri camera, the Alexa camera has its own kind of look, and the Red cameras have their look, the Sony cameras have their look, because they're all they all have their own kind of proprietary color space in terms of how they create color from all of the stencils and pixels.
Alors chaque caméra, chaque nouvelle caméra, les Alexa, les Red, les Sony, ils ont tous leurs propres caractéristiques et leur façon de créer une plage chromatique, et ils ont tous leurs aspects propriétaires, si on veut, une conception différente qui donne un résultat au niveau des couleurs par une technologie différente qui leur est propre.
So what's also kind of cool is that people got into a lot about lensing, because the look of the digital camera, the sharpness, and as the latitude and the I guess broadly the clarity of the image. They've been getting into the lenses and just the artifacts of how lenses work, and also what's being constructed is software to add grain and kind of other artifacts to these digital images to soften them, to shape them, and sometimes often to make them look more like film.
Il y a énormément de travail fait sur les objectifs en ce moment, des travaux non seulement sur les objectifs mêmes, mais aussi sur les logiciels qui permettent de donner des aspects différents au résultat en combinaison avec ces objectifs, parfois pour ajouter de la granularité ou peut-être pour adoucir certains aspects de l'apparence du résultat, parfois même pour faire de sorte à ce que ce soit un peu plus proche de ce qu'on aurait été.
Which is cool.
Oui, ça, c'est vrai.
Des questions?
Here, sorry. Here. I have kind of two questions that are related. First, I wondered, watching the documentary, we don't see Quentin Tarantino in it, who is a firm hater of the digital cameras, and who says that he won't shoot anymore if he is forced to shoot digital. And so I wondered if you had contacted him and if he refused at all.
Yeah, not everyone said yes.
Yeah.
Question concerne Tarantino qui détestait le numérique. Est-ce que vous l'avez contacté? Tout le monde n'a pas dit oui, malheureusement.
That's what I figured. And also, so I discovered that you didn't have the choice between film and digital for your own movie. But so the look of the movie is kind of traditional still. So were you kind of, because you were disappointed in not shooting film, so you were like, you're more team film, if you mind me saying.
To recreate?
Yeah, you were trying to recreate film, or?
No, I mean, I think in terms of the lensing of the project, I don't know how to say that it looks more traditional.
It's not CGI laden, like it's not heavy on CGI.
Oh, in that sense, no. I mean, I wanted to do all of the action in camera. The car crash is a lot of digital enhancement, but no, it was actually cool because it was really, we were one of the first films to be using the Alexa camera, but the Alexa Plus, and we also were using these really cool anamorphic lenses, which has become kind of a classic recipe. So actually it was kind of on the vanguard of that idea of using the Alexa with anamorphics, which was really had a cool look to it. Anyway.
But if you could, you really like to shoot film, and you would.
You know, for me personally, oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Okay. It really would depend on the story. Yeah, I wouldn't just, I don't have the sensibilité that Mr. Tarantino has, in the sense of, and I understand his perspective. It's kind of cool if you looked at it, right? You could look at Tarantino's 70mm widescreen, and then you could go to Inarritu's and Lubezki's 4-sensor Revenant, 65, digital 65. That would be a cool side-by-side, and they're both spectacular.
Monsieur?
Welcome in Paris, and in the future, would you like to play, produce, or make an immersive movie to shoot in 360, or a video game?
Yeah, it depends on the script.
Ça dépend du scénario.
Yeah, I mean, I think, that would be fun. I mean, they're figuring that out. Certainly with VR, that's, going to be, and gaming, and, and also with the lensing, right? So with as they're going larger in terms of the pixels, like, the Red has an 8K camera now, so when they get to like 16K or 12K, you can basically re-lens, right? So already they're pushing in, so I can shoot from here, but with all of the data, I can get a close-up here, right? So that's kind of starting to create that field of being able to do immersive kind of in VR. So then what you're really getting into is editing, right?
Donc oui, effectivement, avec tout le travail, avec les objectifs, combiné avec sa capacité en termes de pixelisation qui explose le RED, je pense qu'il sort en 12 000, il y en 16 000, il y en 8 000 actuellement peut-être. Et avec ça, avec toutes les données, on peut travailler avec l'image plane, mais on fait un zoom qui a toujours une clarté exemplaire. Et donc en termes de réalité virtuelle, 360, beaucoup de choses deviennent possibles.